time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
So, are the Avengers really dead? Did they really vanish after the grand scheme of the mad titan Thanos? And is Star-Lord really to blame for what happened in Infinity War? Hey everyone, this is Ivasi from Full Time Geeks, and today we are gonna do a specific full review of Avengers Infinity War. Infinity War lived up to our expectation, but there are few questions revolving around our head. So, we are gonna talk about it all in this video, and I'm really hopeful you got to see the movie by now. So, the movie starts with huge emotion revolving around as Thanos starts collecting the second stone, the Space Stone, from Loki. And during the scene, we can see the Power Stone in the gauntlet, which ultimately means the planet Xander is a pile of glass by now. But we are not shown what happened down in Xander or how Thanos got the Power Stone. And literally like 15 seconds into the movie, we are in one of the most notable characters in the Black Order, which is heavily liked by the fans. Ebony Maw was the only character heavily liked by the fans. The Black Order was the most notable characters from the start of the movie, as we are shown how fucking imposing they were, as they eradicated all of the Asgardian army alongside Thor and Loki. But I was a little disappointed as how they were portrayed later in the movie. Later in the movie, we could not see Call Obsidian, the Black Dwarf, and Hulk facing off each other. But Bruce Banner could not Hulk out for some fucked up reason, like the Hulk is afraid of Thanos or something like that. Members of the Black Order, like Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive, were nerfed down way past their comic book counterpart. Also, we were not shown any glimpses of the spear with the weight of a star and the immortal blade of Corvus Glaive respectively, and could not see the full potential of both the characters. And talking about nerfing down characters, Iron Man and Doctor Strange got a huge boost in power, as we can see both of them facing Thanos and holding their own against him, even with Thanos wielding 4 of the Infinity Stones, which is fucking powerful as shit. And during the battle of Thanos facing against the combined power of Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, we get introduced to Tony Stark's new armor. It looks like the combination of Bleeding Edge armor and the symbiote armor from the comic books. But the armor itself could not hold long against Thanos, but noted the fact Tony was stranded on Titan, thousands of miles away from Earth. The suit deemed worthy of praise since it got no backup and reinforcement back from Earth. Speaking of reinforcement, Strange proved out to be a beast against Thanos as he showcased his vast supremacy in sorcery, fighting off the powers of each Infinity Zones. Talking about powerful characters, Thor was one of the noticeable among them all, as we can see him tanking a full power or the full force of a neutron star during the process of forging his new weapon, the Stormbreaker, in the dwarven planet Nidavellir. The movie Infinity War was not itself about even with Thanos wielding 4 of the Infinity Stones, we cannot see the full potential of the gauntlet, as we could only see few glimpses of the power the stone holds as Thanos uses it against the Avengers. The movie had an epic fight scene, but it also had few emotional aspects attached to it, as one of the most emotional moments was when Thanos sacrificed his adopted daughter for the Soul Stone. As to acquire the Soul Stone, you have to give away something that is attached to your soul to acquire the gem, and as the gem plays the most important role among the Infinity Stones, it was one of the best moments in the movie. The Infinity Stones played a huge role in the movie, and one could say it was like a spiritual journey for Thanos, for him to collect all the Infinity Stones and sacrificing someone along the way. He did what he had to be done to save the universe. He stood to his motive and had the will to execute it for the greater good. He now rests somewhere and enjoys himself after his accomplishment, like we can see in the comics. So we could presume he could do the exact same in the movie. At the end of the movie, we can see Thanos resting inside a hut, literally a hut, which could be possibly be on Gamora's home planet, which he said had become a paradise since he destroyed half of the planet's life. Talking about plots in the start of our video, what most people didn't get in the movie was the decision of Doctor Strange. Him giving up the time stone for Tony's life, one man's life, against the universe, is totally illogical and out of character for someone like Strange. A Strange made a vow not to give up on the stone for anyone's life, not for Tony's life or for Spider-Man's life. But during the fight against Thanos, he foresaw 14 million outcomes. He saw only one that worked in defeating Thanos when he used the Time Stone. And in that particular outcome, he must have seen him giving up the Time Stone to save Tony's life, as Iron Man could play a huge part in second chapter of Infinity War and saving the universe or reversing the effects of Thanos. It's sort of like Strange allowing certain things to happen. Like he needs Thanos to hold on to the gauntlet and live with the Time Stone. Because it could be the only version that it will possibly work eventually, even though they lose right now. So I do think Doctor Strange knew that Star-Lord would go crazy and sort of like mess up the plan and did not share the entire thing to the half of the Avengers. Because Doctor Strange could have stopped Star-Lord from messing up the plan, because it could be one of the version out of 14 million which actually did work. So it could be one of the reason why Doctor Strange like literally gave up on the Time Stone and saved Tony Stark's life, because he must know in the future Tony plays a huge role in reversing the effects of the Infinity Gauntlet. So this leads us to think that Doctor Strange knew exactly what was going to happen and how everyone will be erased out of existence. But this could be the only version that they lose but eventually defeat Thanos in the future. And the most important thing in this theory is nobody really dies, like literally they don't die, they just simply disappear out of existence. And movies like Spider-Man 2 and Black Panther are lined up for the future in the MCU. So characters like Spider-Man and Black Panther who vanished in the Infinity War could make a comeback. And the fact that we saw the inside of the Soul Gem in the end of the movie, we saw Thanos and a young version of Gamora inside the Soul Gem, which could mean everyone's soul could be possibly trapped inside the Soul World. So like in the comic, we could see characters breaking out of the Soul World to fight against Thanos. We could see the exact same happening in the movie. This will not be the end of Thanos for those who are disappointed with the ending of the movie. The Avengers 4 will have heavy links with Thanos because of the Infinity Gauntlet story being the overall inspiration and most of the elements adapted from Infinity series and Thanos Quest. And talking about Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp will play important role in Avengers 4 as they are quite knowledgeable about the quantum realm and would do anything to enter and come back from the realm to harness its power, which would open doors for alternate realities and the multiverse. The movie Ant-Man and the Wasp will play a certain role like a connective tissue between Avengers Infinity War 1 and Avengers Infinity War Part 2. And as we already did notice, Ant-Man was nowhere to be seen during the events of Infinity War, and there are some few speculation about his whereabouts. The movie Ant-Man and the Wasp is said to be before the events of Infinity War, so we could get in some insight about what really did happen before the events of Infinity War, and Ant-Man could play a huge role in Avengers 4. Because I have a personal theory that during the events of Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp could be trapped inside the quantum realm. So they could have been protected from the quantum realm from the effects of the Infinity Gauntlet after Thanos snaps his finger and wipes out half of the universe. And when they come back from the quantum realm, they would get introduced to the after effects of the Infinity War movie. There are some few leaked set photos as we can see, possibly from the Avengers 4 set, and you can see Tony Stark, Ant-Man and Captain America alongside Mark Ruffalo. And the thing peculiar about it is how Captain is traded out in his old suit from Avengers 1. And there are theories popping everywhere in speculation about this photo stating half of the Avengers has gone back in time to the events of Avengers 1. And if you look closer, Ant-Man has some peculiar tech built in his suit, while the other characters have it only wrapped around their hand. It could mean the device is PIM technology and could relate to quantum realm as I mentioned before. But as we are only vaguely introduced to the quantum realm, we could look forward to movies like Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, which would revolve around quantum technologies, as there are speculation on how Carol Danvers gets her power from the quantum realm. The quantum realm could also open possibilities for other dimension, other timeline, and the multiverse. And as the quantum realm has its own set of laws, so if someone could use the quantum power in the real world, this could allow to bend the laws of our reality and manipulate space-time or change it. And the device on their hand could be the ticket with playing around the quantum realm. Or they have invented a device which would allow to harness the power of quantum realm, which could give a way for possibilities like altering time, traveling through dimension or another reality or universe, which could be something to fight against Thanos or change what he has done in the events of Infinity War. Or it would just lead to the introduction of multiverse for the Marvel Studio to introduce new characters like Fantastic Four or the X-Men into the current MCU. Ant-Man and the Wasp could play a major catalyst for the Avengers 4 movie, as the quantum realm could open doors in understanding the Infinity Stone, and as Ant-Man could use the power of quantum realm to enter the soul world inside a soul gem. And moving on to character speculation, we are never given much insight about Hawkeye in Avengers Infinity War, but after half of the humanity gets banished by Thanos, Hawkeye could turn into Ronin, as we find out his family has been the victim of it too, and seek vengeance against Thanos. And there are few characters to look out for Avengers Infinity War 2, as we have been given a lookout for Captain Marvel, as we have been teased in the post-credit scene. But in my opinion, or in my view, there could be another character added to the roster. And no, it's not Adam Warlock. I personally think we would get teased or briefly introduced to the character Nova Prime in the Avengers 4, during the movie itself or during the post-credit scene. So that brings us to the end of my video. Thank you guys for watching.